those sound simple, they are simple, but if you implement them consistently, they will make a massive difference. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. All right, in this video, I'm about to give you 5 ways to speed up your fat loss. So this is specifically for you guys, maybe 40, 50, or 60 years old. And even if you're 70 or 80, you can implement these tips to make a big difference in your fat loss efforts. Now, at the end of the day, it's really not very difficult if you do these things I'm going to tell you. So there's no magic solution. It's just you need to do these things that I'm about to share consistently, day in, day out, week in, week out. Do it for a little while and you're gonna notice your body starting to respond and starting to get rid of some of that accumulated body fat that you may have put on over the past few years. So the first thing that I want you to do is, obviously you need to be in a calorie deficit. So I'm assuming you already know that. That's pretty basic, meaning if you need to be at 2,200 calories every day to maintain your current body weight, then you need to be eating less than that if you want your body to start burning body fat. So typically I recommend about 200 calories drop. So if you're at 2,200, drop to 2,000. That's the very first thing that you can do, and that's the easiest thing to start losing body fat. Well, here's the thing. The title of this video is to speed up your fat loss. That being paramount, because that means I want you to create a larger deficit. That's one of the first things and easiest things you can do. Instead of that 200 calorie deficit, drop 500 calories. That's extremely, it's not really high. You're still gonna be eating, 1,700 calories, which is pretty sufficient, but it's a large enough deficit to get the ball rolling with your fat loss. So that's the first thing, just create a larger deficit. Now, the next thing you can do is add a little bit more activity every day. So me personally, I just finished my lunch workout. Worked out for 30 minutes. Typically what I would do, nice hardcore workout for 30 minutes, take a quick shower, get dressed, head back to work. What I did this time is added 20 minutes of cardio. So that's what I want you to do. Continue to do your resistance training, but make sure when you're doing your resistance training, you're not doing long workouts. High, quick, intense workouts with your resistance training, and then add 15 to 20 minutes of cardio after each workout. If you do that little tip there, you're gonna start burning more calories. So you created a larger deficit by eating less food. Now you're burning more calories just by adding 20 minutes of post-workout cardio. So nothing too elaborate. You don't have to go hardcore. So once you've done your resistance training workout, your body's already gonna be in fat burning mode. So basically what I did, I got on a 20-minute treadmill walk, inclined it at about 4, went out about 3.5. Nothing too strenuous, nothing too difficult. Doing something that basic will make a massive difference. Now, I kind of talked about the resistance training workouts. Well, when it comes to the resistance training workouts, typically when your main goal is building more muscle, you want more rest between your sets. Now, what we're doing with fat loss though, you still want to stimulate the muscle with the resistance training workouts. However, I want you to increase the intensity of these workouts now. So speed up the workouts, your resistance training workouts. I'm talking about your weight training workouts where you're doing a variation of a squat, your pull-ups or pull-downs, different types of dumbbell bench presses, back rows. All of those are gonna be really good exercises. As far as your resistance training exercises, those are compound movements, which already are gonna help you burn more calories just simply by the nature of those exercises. But now I want you to combine them. Do some superset training, which is back-to-back exercises with no rest. Or do some giant sets, which is 4 exercises, similar to a circuit. Back to back to back to back, maybe 10 seconds rest in between exercises, just long enough to get from one exercise to the next. And that's going to ramp up your fat burning methods as well. So just doing those 3 things, the calorie deficit, adding a little bit more cardio, especially if you're not doing any cardio at all, just adding cardio is gonna make a massive difference. Now, and also staying active throughout the day. Just make sure you're moving more, watching a little bit less of your Netflix shows And if you're one of those people that go home from work, or maybe you're retired and you binge a lot of Netflix shows or whatever you do, if you're very sedentary, just start going for an evening walk. That's gonna make a big difference. Just adding a little evening walk throughout the day will make a massive difference. And those sound simple, they are simple, but if you implement them consistently, they will make a massive difference. Now, this next tip is something that it can get frustrating because it's tedious. Now, basically the next one is you wanna just start tracking your calories, because at the end of the day, you may think you're eating, your 1,700 calories or 1,800 calories, because if you're eyeballing things, you're not really tracking what you're doing. It's easy to just estimate certain serving sizes. Now, you may be surprised if you start tracking for a week. You may be thinking that, hey, I've been eating 1,700 calories this whole, time, but once you start tracking, you may realize you're eating over 2,000 calories. Now, that's typically the biggest issue with most people, even my own clients. So I don't like to make people track calories all the time. There's so many other cool things that you can do initially to lose a ton of body fat without having to take the time to track. However, when your primary goal is speeding up fat loss, it's gonna be easier to do when you know exactly how many calories you're putting into your body, because when you're creating that deficit and you're adding more of a calorie expenditure through the cardio, then you know what your metabolism's truly doing. So tracking calories will make a big difference. Now, the last tip is, it's an optional tip, but it's very helpful for some people, and that's adding stimulants. Stimulants like caffeine, a caffeine-based supplement. It can be an energy drink or just straight caffeine, or even if it's just a pre-workout with caffeine in it. A stimulant can make a massive difference. There are micro benefits as far as your metabolism boosting, but it doesn't really do a whole lot with that to make a dramatic difference. Primarily, the benefits from stimulants are just gonna help you work out with more intensity. It's gonna help you push harder, help you push longer in those workouts, which is gonna help you burn more calories. So that's a massive difference. And the last thing I will share, because I wanna give you a bonus tip, all the ones I just shared, if you do those, it will make a massive difference. But nothing is going to work if you don't prioritize your protein. Because if you're working out, you're doing cardio, and you're eating 70 to 80 grams of protein daily, you're not feeding your muscle. And at the end of the day, the more lean muscle tissue you have on your body, the more calories you're burning at rest. So muscle will make a massive difference. So I don't want you to, when you're trying to lose weight, I don't want you to lose muscle tissue. The goal with losing weight needs to be losing body fat. So that's the main focus. You want to make sure everything that you're losing is body fat tissue. You're going to lose a little bit of water weight. That's no issue at all. You're going to lose a bit of glycogen because you don't have as much stored when you're not eating a whole lot of carbohydrates. When at the end of the day, if you're eating in a calorie deficit large enough, then you're not going to get a whole lot of carbohydrates. So you got to prioritize your lean protein. Now, if you've watched enough of my videos, you know that I'm always going to harp on 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of goal weight. So if your goal is to get down to 170 pounds, 180 pounds, 190 pounds, then I want you to shoot for about that number in grams of protein. So it can be a little under that number. Like I said, 0.8 multiplied by that will give you your actual number. Now, the rest of the calories can be made up from carbohydrates or fats, your choice, depending on what you prefer. But at the end of the day, if you're focusing on protein, you're doing all of these other things, you're gonna be able to hold on to your muscle tissue, you're gonna be able to burn some body fat, and you're gonna feel phenomenal. You're gonna get healthier. It's gonna improve your quality of life. There's a ton of tremendous benefits that come along with getting rid of the body fat. It's not just about the aesthetics. Aesthetics are great. When you can see your muscle, when you can see all the hard work, that's a phenomenal feeling. However, at the end of the day, it's about losing that dangerous visceral fat that's around your organs. It's about getting you from either being pre-diabetic or being diabetic to getting you healthier and away from those numbers. So I want you to be healthy for yourself, which is going to improve your mental health, your quality of life, but also healthy for all of those people that love you, your family members and your significant other, your partner, or whatever you have. But it's about just being happy about your situation, being healthy, and just making better improvements with your overall health, because that's going to lead to not only the physical health I'm talking about, but the mental benefits. And that's key for older guys specifically. And it's also going to help improve your testosterone levels. So that's one of the big things that happens when you start losing body fat, you start doing more resistance training, your hormone levels start to get optimized, meaning testosterone levels improve, growth hormone levels improve, cortisol levels start to drop, which is your stressor hormones, and your estrogen levels luckily start to drop, which is more of a female hormone. So do those things and watch your body start to take shape, watch your performance improve, watch your mood improve, and watch all the wonderful things start happening in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to put it in the comment section. Other than that, thanks so much for watching my video. And as always, man, get busy, get after it, and God bless.